Tinubu is not a man who leaves anything to chance. I warrant that the election result in 2027 is already written. When the political transfer.
That was Dele Farotimi, a renowned lawyer and activist who was locked up recently because of his book, Nigeria and its Legal Justice System, a book that became a bestseller around the world because it was able to identify the ills in the Nigerian judicial system. And it is because the Nigerian judicial system has failed, that is why he believed that people like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, major actors in Nigeria like him, they don't leave anything to chance. As a result of that, he concluded in that interview with News Central that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has already written the results of the 2027 election. And he said that, why did he believe so? He said, Tinubu is not a man who leaves anything to chance. He has done his own work. He has done his calculation. And he can bet his bottom dollar that Tinubu has written the results of the election. Now let us admit without conceding that that is the situation. Let us admit that that is the situation, that Tinubu has written the result, going by what he alleged. Can he be able to govern if the whole people in Nigeria, if most Nigerians said that rejected him based on his performance? So it's one thing to write the results. It is another thing to execute the result, to be able to operate. Because winning the election is one thing, governing it is another thing. Because already President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had to note one thing. He was roundly rejected by Nigerians in his first outing. So if he's writing the result, has written the result, I don't know how he's going to package it. But one thing is clear, he was roundly rejected by Nigerians. Despite all the flaws that INEC had in that election, the Independent National Electoral Commission, you discover that they gave Tinubu 8.7 million votes. They gave Atiku Abubakar 6.9 million votes. They gave Peter Obi 6.1 million votes. And they gave Rabi Musa Kwankwaso 1.4 million votes. Now these are votes for APC, Tinubu, PDP, Atiku, Peter Obi Labour Party, and Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, New Nigeria People's Party. Now, if you look at the votes that Atiku, Peter Obi, and Kwankwaso got, it's almost double the votes that that INEC used in declaring Tinubu president. It means that more than double the people that voted for him voted against him, meaning that more than half the voters in Nigeria that voted never wanted Tinubu to be their president. In fact, if you had doing a proportional representation, Tinubu would have been, and this other opposition combined together, Tinubu could be a minority. So he has the least mandate in Nigeria's history to be president. He ought to be aware of that. So for him to win in 2027, he needs to win it by actually working hard for the people, lifting Nigeria out of poverty, reducing corruption, reducing waste, stopping ostentatious living, sell the presidential jets and be flying commercial, doing all the things that shows that a country is in a stress, but not living in opulence, not budgeting 10 billion to put solar panel for him to have solar power in the villa. But meanwhile, you want to ban solar panel so that ordinary people cannot have access to it. All those kind of things, he ought to stop them. He ought to stop nepotistic tendencies of his administration. There are so many things. Now, all these things are working against him. The economy is in the doldrums. Nigeria has never been as divided as they are under his administration because of his nepotistic policies and the nepotistic appointments. So many things are working against him. The naira is the worst performing currency in the world, or one of the worst performing currencies in the world. So a whole lot of things are working against him. The inflation has hit the roof. Food inflation is so high that the government was forced to start importation of food at the expense of the local farmers, because local farmers are also finding it difficult to go to farm because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has failed to stop killer herdsmen from killing farmers in their farms. So as a measure to reduce the anger of the people, he has opened the floodgate of importation of food and created artificial availability of food that has seen semblance of reduction in food prices. That is not a sustainable solution. That is not going to help him to win the election. So what is going to help him is to do the needful, to do the right thing. But like Dele Farotimi said, he has already written the result. He said Tinubu is not a man who leave anything to chance. In fact, the way he put it in that interview with the North Central, it was like I was reading a character in Mario Puzo's Godfather. That's the kind of thing they will say about Don Corleone, that the Don Corleone is not a man who leave things to chance. Basically, I found it very, very, as somebody who is into creative things, it was very apt the way he put it. So, but it's the execution that it is the issue. Will Nigerians accept alleged Tinubu written result in 2027? That is the big question. Will they fly? It is one thing to rig. Will you be able to take over? There are some countries where presidents have rigged to be re-elected, but they didn't have a country anymore to preside over. And that issue had been brought up by Hakeem Baba-Ahmed, who used to be special advisor on political matters to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Hakeem Baba-Ahmed, who also used to be the spokesperson of the Northern Elders Forum, has warned in a recent interview that those who are planning to rig the 2027 election, that they should be reminded that there may be no country again left for them. There may be no country left for them to pretend over. That was Hakeem Baba-Ahmed, one of his recent interventions, where he talked about that the North is yet to take a decision about who to support in the 2027 presidential election. And already you know that the North is angry with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because of his nepotistic tendencies, his nepotistic exhibition in his running of his government. So Tinubu has been implementing what actually he told Nigerians that he's going to do, but only that people didn't take it serious when he was saying it, or they took it serious, but they believe that he is not likely to implement them. Tinubu ran on the mantra that it is my turn, it is Yoruba turn. Now, since it is that mentality that he's running with, that it is the Yoruba turn, you have also noticed the Yorubanization of the economy of Nigeria, the Yorubanization of security of Nigeria. Forget about the fact that the Northwest has produced Minister of Defense, Minister of Defense, Minister of State for Defense, and Minister of Defense. The two ministers, they are all from Northwest, which people are using as an example to show that Tinubu handed over the security architecture to the North. So if you are blaming Tinubu because of the insecurity, they say, but is it not a Northerner that is the Minister of State for Defense? A Northerner is the Senior Minister for Defense. What are we talking about? And the Chief of General Staff is from the North. But if you look at it deeply, you find out that the GOCs and all this in the strategic areas of GOCs, they are all from the Southwest and all that. The Inspector General of Police and all whatnot. So it's not only in the area of the economy that they have totally taken. He has Yorubanized from the CBN to Federal Land Revenue Service to any strategic part of the economy. He didn't leave anyone to chance. He put all his people there, and this have incensed the North, because if not for the North gave him about that 8.7 million that INEC used in declaring him president, about 6.2 million, about 62% of it, 62% of it came from the North. So the North actually made him the president. So the same North that made him the president, they are saying that if 2027 election is rigged, there may be no country left. That's what Hakeem Baba-Ahmed said. And he was not speaking alone. As I told you, Hakeem Baba-Ahmed used to be the spokesperson of the Northern Elders Forum. He is a retired federal permanent secretary. He is a strong voice in the North. And he is somebody who understands the temperament and the temperature of the North. He has spoken that North will not tolerate rigging. I don't know how Tinubu, if he has written the result already, as Dele Farotimi is claiming, and Dele Farotimi may not be alone. You know, there's a lot of people who believe that Tinubu is a political strategist. He has political sagacity. He has everything. He has, he know the game and all that. If he knows the game and he writes the results as been alleged, he executed, can he be able to sustain the outcome, the kind of outcome that Hakeem Baba-Ahmed is warning will play out if the 2027 election is rigged? I don't know what you think about this. What do you think about Dele Farotimi talking about that Tinubu is not a man who leaves anything to chance, that he has already written the 2027 election results? And what do you make of Hakeem Baba-Ahmed, who said that if 2027 election is rigged, there may be no country left? Whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.